Good evening. Welcome to Guna Matters. People, very, very sorry. We are 10 minutes late. But yeah, nonetheless, we are here, hot and bothered. And yeah, let's get right into it. It is a review show of the season. Next to me, I've got, where am I now? Yeah, Quentin. How are you, Quentin? You well?
I'm good, Glenn. Nice to be back on the show. Always good to be on your show. Always excited. Might not be so positive like other shows because I think we have a whole lot of negativity inside of us. I have a lot for my club.
Yeah, there's been a minute that you have been on the show. You haven't been on the show for quite some time, I am. So it's probably because of your team not. Yeah,
Yes,
never mind.
thanks for considering me, Glenn. Appreciate your consideration, not to embarrass me further, to bring me onto a show to talk about nonsense like United.
It's only a pleasure, my bro. It's only a pleasure. Yeah, guys, and then we've got below. There we go. The enforcer. Des, how are you, mate?
I'm great, mate. It's good to be back on the show. It's going to be a very, very interesting discussion this evening. We've got a lot to talk about for both teams or any team in the Premiership. I'm sure we'll mention everybody in the Premiership. Um, Quinton, I'm going to make a deal with you. I'm not going to take the mickey out of you tonight, mate, because you've had it all season. And I think if I take the mickey out of you tonight, it's just going to be like the icing on the cake. So you're going to get a reprieve from me for tonight. But I'm looking forward to this. It should be really good.
Appreciated this.
Yeah, it should be. It should be. Then also, I invited the Liverpool supporter, and
What did you
whether
do
he's gonna
that
make
for?
it or not. Excuse me.
What did you
What
invite a
did I do
Liverpool
that for?
supporter for?
It's
That's one of
to put a final nail in his coffin.
the.
Bring it on. I have many nails, man. I have many nails.
Yeah, I also don't think he would be so happy either because he's given two trophies away. But yeah, that's nonetheless. But nonetheless, let's get to the admin side of it. Subscribe to Guna Matters. Also, get your comments in. Also, put the likes there, all the notifications. I saw now I have only 99 subscribers. Somebody unsubscribed me.
No
Bless
way.
you, my bro. Why I don't know, but bless you, and I hope for your sake that you can come back again because we accept everybody whether you are an Arsenal fan or not. I mean, there's Quinton, he's a die-hard Manchester United fan. So subscribe and also hit the like and also give us a comment should you be so. Before we get to Quinton, you'll now see this is the thumbnail for this show. It is the Arsenal kits for the season. Just to be honest, quickly, Quentin, which one would you have chosen? I mean, you are a Adidas man.
Okay.
If that badge was different, obviously.
I would stick to the red and white. I must
Red
just
and
say
white.
that the three of them don't look like winning T-shirts. Eh?
Oh,
Oh, you know
you
that
gotta say
reprieve.
something about that pink. That pink you guys, that pink you guys wear. That Harry Maguire looks like a chick. Anyway,
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I will say something about the kits. Were you not the guys that had the kit that time where you claimed you couldn't see each other? You, do you know what I mean? Now, that's not me taking the mickey. It's just that was an actual excuse, wasn't it? We have to change the kits because we
yeah.
can't see each other.
Correct.
And
Correct.
then I've got something different on the show. For obviously, this is for mostly the Gunners fans. I brought in something new. I saw it at another show, but there's no face to it. Guess who? I am the first ever Brazilian player that playing for Arsenal. and I also played for Barcelona and Manchester City, respectively.
Ooh.
Later, I will reveal who that is. If you know who that is, Mr. Days, again, we'll just put it up again. I'm the first ever Brazilian playing for Arsenal, and I also played for Barcelona and Manchester City.
Is it Pele?
So, no, you'll get your chance. You'll get your chance.
I'm joking. It's not Pele.
And yeah, Quentin, quickly, did you ever predict that you guys gonna end up there?
Wow, that's awesome. I'll take that any time of the season, because I expected us to end up 9th or 10th. So thank you for the 6th spot. That still gives us an opportunity to embarrass
Yeah,
ourselves.
you must thank Leicester, Wolves, and West Ham that gave it away.
Definitely, man. I think United should just give the position away to one of the teams that deserve it.
Glenwyn,
And then of course,
Glenwyn,
yeah.
Just quickly, you've got 100 subscribers again because Sam's just subscribed.
Oh, thank you, Sam! Yay!
Well done, Sam.
You know what? Thank you, Sam. Now I've got 100 again. Wow. And that's her watching there, eh?
Yeah.
Sure.
Are you watching?
That's her watching there.
Yes, she's watching. Yeah.
Let's give Sam a shout out. I can't write in here. I can't write there. Anybody want to write there? Comment, post, comment. Here we go. Sorry, I'm on my phone, so I'm not 100% sure. Welcome to Guna Matters, Sam. Chat. Is it there? There we go. Welcome to Guna Matters, Sam.
See?
Thank you. There's another chat. Oh, private chat. Thanks, Sam. No, that's the wrong chat, Quentin. You must go into the live.
My bad.
Sorry, mate. I'll show you later.
Oh, is it live?
Back at it. So, Quentin.
Yes.
If you look at your goal difference, 57 for and 57 against, you are on a 0 goal difference.
You couldn't make it up, could you?
No, we couldn't. Yeah, Glenn, I really don't know what to say. It's going from bad to worse at the moment. Really, you sometimes feel there's little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, and then the next moment you just see somebody switching the light off before you get out of the tunnel. So I don't know, man. It's been a really up and down story, inconsistency. There's no character in players. There's no desire of the players to play for the team anymore. It's just a lot of issues, man. And when the head of the snake is bad, then it affects the whole body. So it doesn't just start in the field. It starts from the administration, right down from the owners of the club, decision making, and that affects what happens at the training field and on the pitch. So I would think.
We seem to have lost Glenwyn for a second. Yeah. Oh, he's coming back. I would agree.
Sorry. I don't know what's happening, man. But yeah,
that's all right, man.
I would agree with you with what you have said there. But go for it, Des.
I was going to say I would totally agree with you, and I understand. But I'm just as angry for Arsenal being in 5th. I cannot celebrate 5th position. I think it's a slap in the face for Arsenal fans when you're 3-4 points in front and you lose 3 games that you should have won, and then we wouldn't have been in that situation where we had to depend on somebody else to win for us to get 4th. And also, what annoys me about it is Conte, in half a season at Tottenham, managed to get them top 4. Right? We have now had Mikel Arteta for 4 years, and all really all he's won is an FA Cup. So for me, his credit has run out.
And the Community Shield. A Community Shield is apparently deemed in Europe, or not in Europe, in UK, as a trophy.
Okay, and a charity shield. But even with that, his credit has run out. And the thing is, and this is the one point I want to make that is totally serious. That one place drop means that we're not going to get the players we want. For example, we wanted Nunes, Darwin Nunes. He's not going to come, yeah, because we haven't got Champions League. Half the players that we're supposed to be connected with now aren't going to come because we haven't got Champions League. So for me, Arteta has got to do something really, really drastic next season. Otherwise, he's definitely going to run out of time. And
100%.
It's a shame because it's been. I compare us to you. Quinton. It's been such an up and down season. Arsenal fans don't know whether they're coming or going, to be honest with you. And I mean, we go on little runs of wins, and then we go and lose three in a row. You know, you can't. Was it 13 games we lost whole season? You can't lose 13 games a season and expect to be challenging or even in the top four. So we actually are where we're meant to be. In fact, if I remember right, Glenn, when we did the beginning of the season thing, you predicted us to be even lower, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I predicted nothing higher than 8th.
Exactly. So there's me, you, and Quinton sitting here frustrated because, as fans, we're not getting what we expect because of the standards of both our teams, as an example, have just dropped.
Yes.
I mean, how can Tottenham go from nothing to, in half a season, Conte comes along and they've got Champions League? And yet Arteta couldn't do that in 4 years. And the thing is, the problem that Quinton's got as well is, as he said before, so many managers in such a small period of time. No wonder there's no consistency. But the thing is as well, when Man United get rid of a manager, it's the manager's fault all the time. I never hear the players being blamed. But it's them on the pitch. It's them that go out there to do a job, but it's the manager's fault.
Yes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, the thing is with all that you've said, you still want Arteta in.
Well, I've got no choice because even if I did want him out, I've got no choice because the owners and the board aren't going to get rid of him.
Yeah.
You signed a new 3-year contract, yeah?
Well, exactly. But in this, let's be honest, I thought we would go into this transfer window, i.e. we're after Jesus, we're interested in Gnabry, which Jesus, I'd have at Arsenal every day of the week and twice on Sunday, yeah? That being said, all the reports I've heard over here, I don't know if you've heard differently, they started off at Man City want 35 million for him. Then it went to 40 million, then 50 million, then 55 million. What price do you want? Do you know, I know it's the same for you as well, Quinton, when you go and buy a player, but end of the day, if you want money for that man because he's not going to renew his contract, set a price and stick to it.
Yeah.
And Arsenal need to do their business quick. We can't mess around in this transfer window because if we don't fill the positions that we need to fill, I mean, Nketiah, £100,000 for Nketiah. My Lord, because I would have let go. I think we need 2 new strikers. Yeah, 2 new strikers. I'm not so worried about El Neni getting his 1-year extension because he's he's a 4th, 5th place player. He's a team player. He'll sit on the bench if you ask him to. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't mind that at all. But I mean, Bayern Munich want 35 million for Gnabry. I'd be there with the checkbook going, where do I sign?
Mm.
Or do you want cash? I'll get the cash together. Get it done. Get the business done. Because now we're going to... Go on.
Sorry, go for it.
I was just going to say, we're going to be in battles with Tottenham now as well for players because Tottenham have got Champions League. That was my final point.
Tottenham were the more likely hungry team because if you look at the last couple of games they played, I mean, there you'll see it. Look at that. The same as Liverpool. Win, draw, win.
Yeah, but also, Glenwyn, Conte brought in 2 world-class players. Okay? World-class players. Can we sit here and honestly, and you know how I feel about certain players, but can we actually sit here and say Arsenal or even Man United at the moment have got world-class players?
United has world-class players, however, it's players, and I've got this question for you, Quentin, is players that is not adhered to a manager knowingly he's going to only be there for 6 months. And now, I mean, after that 6 months, he would have gone into a consultancy, and he's now currently the manager of Austria national team. So is that the case that the players didn't perform because they knew that this guy's not going to be their manager?
Yeah, look, Glenn, I first just want to, I'll answer that question. I just want to come back to what they said. I think where Arsenal lost the 4th spot is because Spurs had a more experienced team and they had more BMT. Arsenal didn't have that. That's what lack of experience brings. I think if you look at amongst all the negativity of Arsenal that you just said, not negative, but the things that you brought up about Arsenal, I think there's still a bright side.
I can concur that is negative.
It's a rebuilding team that you have. There's excitement because you can see there's progression going to happen. These youngsters, next year you must see them. You know, they'll have more experience. They'll have some BMT because now they lost the 4th spot, so that's not going to happen again. They wouldn't like to repeat that because they've gained experience. So in this year or next season, this season coming, they're going to have more experience. Although there is a lack of experience in that team, so you just maybe need 2 or 3 players, you know, extra that can carry him. But the youngsters there, for me, I'm excited about them. If you see, and it takes 3 years to develop a team, 3 years. And these youngsters, if they stay with Arsenal, I tell you, in the next 4, 5, 6 years, the teams will be in trouble. You know, and that is why I think they gave Arteta the 3-year contract. And then just to answer your question on as far as players making the decision because they knew the player was just going to be 3 months. Look, these guys are professionals, man. You get paid a salary. It's not your choice to decide who you want as a manager and stuff like that. We're not going to do crazy things like PSG did now by making Mbappe the CEO to decide who will coach just to be the man.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
That's too much power. That's too much power.
It's ridiculous to do that. So my thing is this. You know what's the problem at United, Glenn? It's not stemming just from the coaches now. It's been happening since after David Moyes left, and then it was Van Gaal, and then it was this. United just never settled in a good coach because they were jumping around. They wanted quick fixes, and that is where they messed up. Now we've gone through 6 coaches, different coaches, you know, and we're still not there. Instead of taking the time what Arsenal is doing now, we bring on Arteta in. He's a young coach, you know. He lacks a bit of experience, but he's gonna grow, you know, and he's gonna establish himself because he's got young players. And once he gets settled in the English Premier League, I'm telling you, he's gonna be successful. But with United, it's a different thing. We want success overnight. We cannot have that because first of all, you don't have the quality players. You've got players that don't have the desire to play, that doesn't have the hunger. that shows no character when they step on the park. And these are players that's earning huge, huge, huge salaries. Now, if I go back to the history of United when Ferguson was coaching, there wasn't even a player in the team that earned any of the salaries that these guys are earning now. But they showed great character when they stepped onto the park. No matter what issues they had with Alex Ferguson, they still stepped onto the park and they had a desire to play for this team and to win titles.
They played
Not
with heart.
one, not one player, maybe one or two, maybe De Gea and Ronaldo has that desire and drive and passion. But the rest of those players, there's no desire, there's no character, there's no hunger, there's nothing. I would let all of them go and I will just start a rebuild and be patient, get a coach, which I don't think is the right coach still for United. This guy, Ten Hag, that's coming now. I think we need somebody that knows the English league. Maybe a young coach like, Poch or one of those guys.
What
But
about
not-
Graham Potter? What about Graham Potter at Brighton?
What about
100%.
Gerrard?
100%. But then you mustn't give him, then you must not give him players like the players that United have now because they're rubbish.
Yeah.
They're rubbish. Seriously.
I would like to chuck a spanner in the Arsenal works again, and I'm sorry if I am sounding negative, and I apologise because I don't want to talk negative about Arsenal, but the season has been such a letdown personally for me. This is just my personal opinion. The thing I'm worried about now, Glenwyn, and you might agree with this as well, Quinton, Saka is negotiating a new contract, or has negotiated. I'm not quite sure if he signed it yet or whatever, but there's a release clause. Okay, he wants a release clause in it. So does that mean that if he signs that piece of paper, we have Saka for one more year, and then someone like Newcastle, Man City, even Liverpool to a degree, okay, or Chelsea, can just go, we'll have him, and we'd have to let him go as well.
Yes.
I don't like these release clauses. If you want to keep a player, don't put a release clause in.
Yes.
Yeah, thing is also with these youngsters, they want to play football and they want to play football at the highest level. So whether you are a fan of Arsenal and grew up as an Arsenal player, if a Real Madrid, a PSG, a Bayern Munich, or whoever comes and say, Saka, I want you at my club, and this is what I can offer you. Because these boys want to play at the highest level. They had a chance now to get there. However, I still think we are not ready for the Champions League. So
no, because we need experience. As much as we need the young kids, we need experience in the team.
Yeah, but we also need this Europa League to give us a stepping stone to sort of get into that European football again, because yes, the boys has played Europa before, but I think they needed more and more and more to get into that level where they're going to perform in, I mean, like Quinton said, next season they're going to be buzzing out on that field, because then it's Martinelli, then it's Saka, then it's Smith Rowe, Odegaard. They know now this is what they have to do, and they've had a taste of getting in top four. They've played in top four for a pretty couple of weeks and months, so they know what it is to go for it. And all we need is, we don't also need the big name players. We need players that will fit Arsenal, that will suit the play of Arsenal.
I totally agree.
Like the Gabriel Jesus. I don't think Nunes is the type of player personally for Arsenal. And all the other names that we were linked with. So we need midfielders, we need two strikers, we need backups on the right and left back, and we need backups for the center back. So there's quite a bit of purchase that we need to make. Therefore, we can't go for players with high personalities and all those type of history that they bring along. So yeah, and Quinton, for the sake of a young manager for Arsenal, for Man United, who do you think would be a perfect choice for you guys?
Glenn, as I said, sorry, Des, you wanted to say something?
No, go first. Mine can wait, mate. It's fine. Carry on.
Sorry, man. I just want to say I'm excited. I don't think I'm going to pronounce his name properly. I'm excited about Nketiah. Is it Nketiah or Nketiah or something like that?
Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah, I love that boy. He's got. I tell you, he excites me. Really, really, really. There's just something in this boy that I'm seeing. He's going to be brilliant in the future. He's got a hunger. He's got a desire. He's greedy in front of goals. He's got a good work ethic. He's going to develop in a brilliant player. I can tell you that now. I was excited when I see this boy. But just to come back to your thing, Glenn, I think there's very little coaches at the moment that I think United can get because they're all tied up to big teams already. But I think, as I said, Poch would have been one of them because
Zidane?
Zidane, no, language barrier.
Hold on one second, Quentin. Poch, you would have Poch, but he's been a failure at PSG.
Yeah, but you see, I understand what you're saying. Again, it's a question of who you're coaching. You know, you got Mbappe, you've got Messi. I mean, in one game that they played in the Champions League, you could see those players were not even playing, because they disrespect the coach. You could see the attitude and stuff like that. So for me at the moment, I would throw Poch in there because he's been in the English league. He's been successful with players that is less popular than the players that you have now. So he's also a coach that I don't think can manage because it's about managing big players like Mbappe and all those big names. And he was successful with a team that never had such a lot of big names in it, but he was successful. But the one thing that I want to bring to your attention, Glenn, and I want to come back to your thing where you said Arsenal is not ready for Champions League, and you're 100% correct. And I'm going to tell you why. This is how I base this on. You've got too much young players in the team, as we identified that. There's no experience. Now let's take Ajax Amsterdam, and this is where this 10 Hag or 10 whatever his name is, he's 10 something, but he's going to be 10-0 coaching United because he coached that team.
sorry, Quentin.
He's coached that team. Yeah? And where did they get into the Champions League? Which is one of the trophies that he should have shown, he can achieve. And when he wasn't there, I think Ajax was more successful in the Champions League than the time that he's coaching there. Now, the same thing would have happened to Arsenal. Inexperience, pound for pound, you can't match the PSGs, the Barcelona, the Real Madrids. So you would have probably gone out in the first round. Now, the same with Ajax. Ajax, like youngsters, they develop, but the Champions League requires experience. That's just very evident, And Madrid has shown that. If you look at Madrid's team now, without Ronaldo and all these big names, they've done excellent. They've done brilliant, So
couple of youngsters, couple of experienced older players. That's a nice balance here.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. 2 seasons, Arsenal must sell nobody now. Nobody must go. Not one of those players. And I tell you, watch the space in 2 years' time with that team, whichever the add-ons they're going to bring, as you said, experienced midfielder, experienced striker, another 2 experienced defenders. Add that to the Arsenal team. And I tell you in the next 3 years, and I'm not saying this because you guys are my friends or my buddies. I'm talking from a football perspective and what I see and how it develop. And I know it takes 3 years to develop a team, because you gain experience the more you play. So Europe is going to be a good thing for Arsenal. It's really going to be a good thing. And if they play very well there, they might even end up in the finals of Europe,
Yeah.
Because that's going to be nice. And I tell you that the next year, they must just end up 4th in the English Premier League and qualify for the Champions League. Then I tell you, they might be ready to compete pound for pound. Because then those youngsters had another 2 years of experience of playing and they've developed. They've now got more BMT. They can show more character, because they don't lack experience. So I'm saying watch the space for that. Where if
Yeah.
I talk about my own team, United, I cannot say that. Where do we build from? You can't build just
Yeah.
from 2 players now, because then you have to take another 6 years to get it right. You know, and you want to build a team on De Gea and Ronaldo, which is already 36 years old, who's one of your top goal scorers. That's embarrassing. That
Sorry,
the
did you
old
say
man like that,
56?
yeah, it's embarrassing that the old man like that has to come score all United's goals. That's
But it shows how good a player he is and how he's kept himself
No,
There's no
I'm
doubt about that. There's no
in
doubt.
top condition, you know?
no respect and hats off to him. But I question that United have a player like that that has to carry the weight of the team. Really? No, man. Where have we
Now,
gone?
before we go to the next one quickly, Quentin, who would you let go of the team? The complete team, or you'll keep some of it?
Glenn, if I must now sit here and think of any of the players that I will keep, it will only be De Gea. And Ronaldo, I would love to keep him, but how much does he still have in him? You know, he's fading at the moment. He still shows snippets of his greatness, but you must remember every season the game is revolving. That's getting faster. There's new dynamics and stuff like that. So it's not like before where you could like Teddy Sheringham and those guys that could play till 39, 40.
Yeah.
The pace of the game is getting faster. You see more youngsters coming through. I mean,
Yeah.
if I just look at Liverpool's youngsters that is coming through, it's crazy, man.
Talking about youngsters, but surely there must be some of from your academy, like Ilanga, that came from there. That boy, I believe he's got so much potential to go into the United team and
But
make it big.
he doesn't have the proper people around him to guide him. He's blowing hot and cold. You know why? Because he doesn't have good people to play around him. Fred and McTominay is not good. Let me take you back to the era when Ryan Giggs, David Beckham, Paul Scholes, and Nicky Butt came into the English league. When they came in, they had Roy Keane. They had the guidance of Roy Keane. They had the guidance of top players that could guide them. Not what United have now. We have no
Nicky
leadership.
Butt.
You have no
Oh, but
leadership in that.
Nicky Butt was a workhorse.
Yes,
Nicky Butt was a workhorse. He played the game for the 90 minutes.
exactly. So there's nobody that you can groom the youngsters around. You know.
Yeah. So there's another thing, part of my show that I've also sort of brought into, is that who said this thing about young people is, if you give them an opportunity, not only do they seize it, they never let you down. Don't answer now. They have enthusiasm to do well. That is one of the managers in the EPL, whether it's current or former, has said something like that. You've mentioned this, Days.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the El Nenis. Yeah. Yes.
You want to elaborate more on that?
Say again?
You want to elaborate more on that?
I don't really think I can. In the respect of the guy signed the contract, he loves it at Arsenal. He obviously does, because he hasn't moved on. I don't mind him having that 1 year extension, because if we do get injuries, he'll step in and he'll do the job. Yeah. If I can go back to the match where Rob Holding got sent off. It was Rob Holding, wasn't it?
Wow.
A lot of Arsenal fans over here were shouting at the referee, "It's the referee, it's the referee." I'm sorry, I'm of a different way of thinking. Rob Holding's in control of his own actions. He's responsible for that foul, okay? To me, he's the one at blame. It's so easy for people to turn around and go, "It's the referee's fault." Yeah? No. A player is accountable if he gets sent off. The referee didn't make him do it. He did it. so he has to go.
Yeah.
But the thing is, right? We've had players, and I'm going to get back to the Elneny in a minute. Okay, I'm going to come sort of full circle. Elneny, when he stepped in, and this is why I don't mind him having the extra year contract and maybe a year's extension, whatever the case may be, right? But when he stepped in, because Part A, sick note Part A was injured and all this sort of stuff, and Xhaka needed a backup, the lad played well. And he's been set on the bench for 6 months. So that's why I say he deserves that contract. And if he wants to stay at Arsenal, fair play to him. I've got no problem with that whatsoever. Because what that is doing is that's proving the point of what, in a kind of funny way, that's proving the point of what Quinton was saying. Okay? You need players as well on your bench that you know you can depend on. Okay? Now, if you look at the Arsenal bench the whole of this season, right? Pepe, out of favour. I mean, Arteta obviously doesn't like him. And then you look at it, there was Emil Smith-Rowe was on the bench for quite a while, but he can be depended on. But then he got injuries, yeah? But after that, there was kids on our bench. We couldn't bring the experience on to dig us out of a hole because we didn't have it. And that's why I say we need experienced players bought in this window. Yes, I agree, the kids are great, but they need someone to guide them. And I know I've said in the past that Odegaard is a good captain, but he can only push people so far. Sometimes you need that other person. I mean, you would know this, Quinton, because you've got managerial experience. You need other people like who are on the pitch who are willing to say, "Oi, sort yourself out." You know what I mean? We want to win this game. Tierney, he's a lad at the back. He'll shout at people. Obviously, Ramsdale shouts at people. I think Ramsdale just likes to shout, to be quite honest with you. I like the kid. I do like the kid, but near the end of the season, he wasn't performing as well as when he came in. But he is up there for one of the players of the season for me. Players of the season for me are going to be this, in no particular order. Ramsdale. I would have said Tomiyasu, but the problem with Tomiyasu is he's had a calf injury for 4. Who has a calf injury for 4 months?
First the one and then the other. Both calves.
I can't. What are we doing? Yeah, exactly. What are we doing in training to get these lads injured as often as they are? You know, players of the season. But back again to players of the season: Ramsdale, Tomiyasu. Let's see. Saka, obviously. Odegaard for his press and the way he plays the ball. I just love it. ERS. Genuinely though, guys, and this is my question to you. Has there been an Arsenal striker this season until the last 5 games when Nketiah stepped up who has genuinely lived up to the hype? Because as much as I love Martinelli, he hasn't scored enough goals. Good anyway, question. Is Martinelli going to get us 20 goals a season, in your opinion?
No.
And we need a striker that can get us 20 goals a season. We might even need a couple of strikers that can get us 20 goals a season.
The problem with Martinelli is he runs, and I mean, Quinton, when you and I play together, and there's a lot of times that I've done it myself, and I don't know if you can remember, is that when you have the ball and you look down on the ball as you run. And that is his problem. He's fast and he's brilliant at taking on players, but there's times that he will give a brilliant ball, but it's for nobody. You understand what I'm saying? So he's not looking up to see how much time he has and how much away his players are and what sort of ball to give it to them. I've struggled with that for years. And it's something that you need to sort of get into your game is that if you're a winger like he is, he goes to the byline, but when he gets to the byline, gives the ball either too hard, where it's go over everybody, or it's too not 45, it's probably 37 degrees, then he misses everybody. So I mean, that is his downfall, is that, and that is why he won't give you all those goals, because he used to cut in and he wants to do too much. So I think he's a good player to take on, but I think they must work on his ability to get a ball into the box or take a better shot than he does.
But that's coaching.
Now,
That's coaching.
That's a
coaching.
problem with coaching.
That's coaching.
So
I just want to say
just
something about Al Nene.
go
Sorry,
for
Glenn. You see, he's played under 3 different coaches, Des. By now, this boy should have shown his experience. You know, I know Pep didn't believe in him at the beginning, but he's been there for quite a while at Arsenal. He was in and out of the team because a lot of coaches probably didn't like his way of how he's playing. I think the one thing that he lacks for the position that he's playing, he's not very hard. And that is what's required of an English midfielder. You know, you need to be hard. Your work ethic and work rate needs to be brilliant. And I think he hasn't stepped up to that plate, really.
But
for me now, being so long there and having the experience amongst the youngsters, he should have been the one to take the bull by the horns and guide the midfield, you know, next to Saka. So, yeah.
His game has changed, Quentin. Yeah. His game has changed because he's learned to pass the ball forwards instead of sideways.
Oh, okay.
And that's what's made.
I will agree with Quentin. He's the perfect person to have the aggression of Xhaka. If you had Xhaka's aggression to go in and take out players the way Xhaka does, Xhaka's got a reputation, and unfortunately, that will get him a yellow card or a red card. But El Nene, he doesn't say a word. He doesn't do anything about a tackle that has gone on him. He won't fight back. He will get up and will go on with his game. But if he had that aggression of Xhaka in his play, or even Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira, and that sort of playing style, he would have been a perfect and a complete midfielder. But yes, he's changed his game, and yes, he doesn't pass left, right, back. He passes to the front, but that's not good enough. But 12-month extension is okay for me, I think. He's a squad player, so you will roam into the cup, like the League Cups and the Europa Cups. He will be there, and I think to have a player like that, a squad player like that, always available, always there to take the team first, brilliant to have at times. I mean, you can't ask anything about his commitment, his work rate, but like Quentin has said, yes, he is not aggressive in his position.
Can I have another member to come on my side? Is that all right? Can we get someone in the show that will be on my side for a second?
Be on your side. Listen, there's a player that played for Arsenal back in the days, Brazilian. I think it was
Gilberto Silva.
Yeah. He was very decent in the midfield also for Arsenal, and that is what I expected from this guy, El Nene. He should be playing that type of role, you know. And he's not doing that.
Yeah, Gilberto was a bloody workhorse, eh?
Yeah,
he was hardcore. I mean,
he was a great player.
Playing alongside Vieira also made him very tough. So he had to build. Yeah, he had a good teacher in Vieira, because if you are El Nene and you've played with Vieira in that midfield, Vieira will clap you left, right, and center every game. Come on, man, come on. And I think Gilberto is just temperament to look at Vieira. Vieira goes forward and he will just roam at the back and break off.
Question to you both, not just for Arsenal, for Man United. Okay. Question for you both. Which do you prefer? A tank or silky players? Do you know what I mean? Someone who is, for example, if Xhaka is a tank, as you've pointed out, Glenn, when he's got that attitude, he'll go in hard, okay? Or do you prefer silky players? Which do you prefer in the midfield?
You need to have a balance in it. I mean, Vieira was silky, but he was also very tanky. He was a tank, but he also had a bit of skill. I mean, I saw a video of just the passes of Vieira, and it was skillful.
So you want players that can do both, yeah?
You want
Is that
one
what
of
you're
each.
saying?
Yeah.
I think I want one of each in the midfield. If I just go back to the times when I look at, we don't have hardcore midfielders like Dennis Wise, Patrick Evra, Dennis
Wise.
Well,
Yeah.
And,
sorry, I misheard you the first time.
Your Paul Gascoigne guys, your Roy Keane, then those hard rock, those solid
John Barnes.
John Barnes, hardcore midfielders,
Vinnie Jones.
Yeah,
I had to put John Barnes in there because he played for your opposition.
Vinnie Jones, and then you get your guy with your flair that plays around them, but you need somebody that is a diehard in the midfield that destroys anything that comes there.
I mean, what is it? Claude Makelele that played for Chelsea and Real Madrid.
And Real Madrid.
That was a hardcore player.
Yes, 100%.
They were players that you knew they were on the pitch, weren't they?
Yes. And even if they had a bad day, they would still be intimidating players.
Yeah. Guys, I want to just take our focus to the difference between the highlighted part there. I'm talking about the goals specifically. You talked about it earlier on the goals days. 69 for 40 against and 29 goal difference. That is Tottenham opposed to 61, 48 and 13. So this shows you we lack the goals. I mean, you guys, you had plenty goals scored, but also the same amount of goals against. So your defense is poor. Your fridge gave most of the goals away, and your front liners, mostly your old man, has scored most of those goals. So it shows you the lack of goals that we have in our sides. I mean, there you can see it. The proof is in the pudding. That's not enough goals. Look at 99 goals for. And 94 goals for 76. That's huge. That's a big tally of goals. So
listen, can you go back to that thing? Let me show you something. And this is the superiority of the two teams on top. I've never seen, or maybe I'm wrong, I'm speaking under correction. If you look at the points gap between third and fourth, compared to first and second.
Yeah.
In the English Premier League, it's never been that big. So that just shows you how superior City and Liverpool is. We're talking about 15 points difference, and we're talking about almost 20 points difference compared to the third and fourth place.
But now the key with this is Quinton, they've got no out-and-out striker in their team. They have an out-and-out striker, but they don't play as strikers.
They play with false nines.
Yes. That whole front line from the midfield up, even the defenders. I mean, mind you, our defender scored the most goals in the season. But still, your strikers is there, like you said, they're getting paid to do a job. They need to score goals. And 99 goals, 26 against, 94 goals and also 26 again. So that is a huge gap in scoring goals. But if I look at Liverpool, you look at Jota, you look at that new lighty Diaz, you look at Mane, and of course you look at Salah. Then Bobby comes in, he can score goals. That's 5 already, only 5. Then you look at City, it's Mahrez, it is Jesus, he's Sterling, it is what is that £100 million guy, Grealish. Then you look at Silva, you look at De Bruyne, you look at Gundogan, you look at the defender. That whole team scores goals.
But
So-
that is what makes those teams a cut above the rest. When in the era of United, when they were successful, anybody from Garrick Pallister to Steve Bruce to Paul Parker to Dennis
Sir
Irwin,
Robson, all those guys scored
all of them
goals.
could score. And that's what makes you a significant team. We're not dependent on strikers anymore, and City has shown that. You know,
Yes.
they've shown that. Everybody in the
Yep.
team, it's their job to score. If you look at what De Bruyne has done for City this year, he literally is the cause of City winning that league with his brilliance. And that's a midfielder, but he's a box-to-box player. And if you
Yeah.
get midfielders that can play box-to-box, what more do you want? Sorry, Des.
But it proves their dominance in the last match of the game, that in 5 minutes they scored 3 goals.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
You know,
Because we're not dependent on one individual to score. It's anybody's job to score in the team.
So if you look at this quickly, I'm going to put you on the spot, and it's very, very early to say anything. By the looks of what we've seen, everything that we've experienced as fans with our teams, and the mediocre football that our teams played. Sometimes they played brilliantly, other times they played just pathetically. Can you predict where they're going to end up next season?
who do you want to go? Do you want to go first, Quinton?
I think you can just type that spot into the fixture or the end of the season now already. I think that's where United will lay again next season, or maybe even lower.
Okay. Whoever's going to watch this, predict the correct position for next season. And I should have put in there Arsenal. Let me just fix that. So if you
While
can
you're,
predict,
while you're doing that, Glenwyn, the manager you have to watch next season, right, is Patrick Vieira.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
But on the other side of it, have Man City already bought the Premiership with bringing Haaland in? Or are we all just panicking? Do you know what I mean?
no, I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No, I don't think so.
That's cool. But Patrick Vieira is the manager, whether he's at Crystal Palace or somewhere else. I mean, he's probably going to stay at Crystal Palace. Patrick Vieira is the manager to watch next season.
I think he just need a overall on his squad as well, because he has a couple of key players. Eze, I will keep Eze. I will keep that New England defender. What's his name? Guys, it's a weird name, but he's also called up into the England squad. I will let go of Zaha, Ayew, Benteke, and I will buy that player from Chelsea,
Gallagher,
I will buy that player. He's just been brilliant. And now we'll get a couple of newbies in, and I mean, he should be golden. So it says here, predict the correct position for Arsenal or your team next season and win a spot on Guna Matters, and you could be the first. So that is a prediction. I think Arsenal needs to first get in the players, and then I will make my prediction. I can't predict yet.
I'm just being very bold, Glenwyn, because I can see new coach coming in. We don't have players that I can see can really change. So I'll just take the worst, and if we end up fourth or fifth, then I'll be excited about it. But for now, I'm just being realistic.
All right, let's just go there again. Guess who's this? I'm the first ever Brazilian playing for Arsenal and also played for Barcelona and Manchester City. And of course, the question is, who said this? The thing about young players, actually, it should be young players, is if you give them an opportunity, not only do they seize it, they never let you down. They have enthusiasm to do well. So I'm going to give you guys one more chance before I reveal. Just quickly, this is the closest JVC or the closest top that I could get to the latest top. Des, what do you think about the new top? Huh?
It's red and white. It's got Arsenal badge. It's got Arsenal badge on it. It's got a big sponsor. I won't be buying it.
Yeah. So irrespective of your reason why you won't buy an Arsenal shirt, if we were champions of the league or whatever, would you have bought you a top like that?
Yeah, probably would. If we didn't have the owners we've got, I probably would buy it. Yes. To give you a fair answer, without trying to be funny or anything like that, if we had proper owners who supported our club and not themselves, I would buy that top.
Quinton, would you go for something like that? It's Adidas.
Just for the brand's sake, Adidas, yes, I'll go for it. But it's a much nicer top than the JVC.
Yeah, I think also, but that's the closest top I could get that distant past of Arsenal. Yeah, so just one more chance to you, Mr. Des. I'm not sure if you would know this is Quinton. Have you thought of who that might be?
I know.
You can give
Do you know what? Do you know what? I'm troubled because I thought it was Gilberto.
It's Salvinho.
No, it's not him.
Who is it?
Salvinho.
Oh. Yeah, I forgot about him.
Well done, Quinton. You didn't Google that, huh?
No,
I did.
You did. Oh, that's a Man United fan. That's a Man United fan for you.
You know why I Googled it? I Googled it because I know there was a guy called Gilberto, and I'm thinking, who could be the other Arsenal fan? And when I Googled it, Salvinho's name came up, and I was looking, no, man, but I'm sure I know this guy.
I thought it was
I don't
Gilberto.
remember him so much. I remember, what's his name?
I thought it was Gilberto. I must be honest, I thought it was Gilberto.
I must tell you about Salvinho. He's now obviously, like you said, the first Brazilian that played for Arsenal ever. But he came from Barcelona to Arsenal, then he went to City. But nonetheless, he was a left back.
Just so you know, Glenwyn, and this is really, really bad. Even if you'd have showed his face, I wouldn't have got it right.
So, do you remember Giovanni Van Bronckhorst?
Sorry, Glenn, was the Salvinho era when Dixon was playing?
Yes.
So Lee Dixon was playing on the left.
Dixon was still there. Emmanuel Petit was there. Adams, of course. Vieira wasn't there yet. Oudemars. In fact, he and Oudemars played on the same side, yes. So
there you go. I did remember something.
When he left, then Giovanni Van Bronckhorst came to Arsenal.
Yes.
So yeah, with the same number 16. Right, that is that. Well done to you, Quinton. Maybe you can get this right as well. The thing about young players, if you give them an opportunity, not only do they seize it, they never let you down. They have enthusiasm. You should know that one. Des?
Sorry, you just said. I'm not good on quotes, so here we go. Pulling it out the air. Arsene Wenger.
I did a show on this before, but nonetheless, no, it is not Arsene Wenger. I'll give you Quinton.
Can I have two guesses?
No, one guess.
Hold on. Not only do you cheat, you want two guesses. My God.
I would say
only one guess.
Can we play hot and cold here? Is it the coach that coached in the English Premier League?
He could be a former coach or he could be a current coach. So that's the only clue I can give you. But yes, EPL it is from the EPL.
Arteta.
Alex Ferguson.
You are correct.
Oh, give over. Oh, make it easy, why don't you? I'm not coming
Yes,
on
I
here.
did a what's the matter on this?
Where's that
on
blooming
this,
camera? Where is it? I'm annoyed now. Annoyed. Been very. This whole show has been very one-sided this evening.
It's been ringed. He sent it to me on WhatsApp, Des.
That is if you're not gonna get quiet, that is for you.
Get out of here! Get out of here! The Perrier.
So I did a watch what is the matter show when that segments I had in the afternoon. I did a watch the matter show on the youth or the young players of Arsenal.
What's even worse? What's even worse? I watched it.
Yeah, I know you did because you commented on it. So
yeah, no. Can I just say, I'm 50 this year. I'm 50 this year, and the 5 brain cells are getting a bit banging into each other.
Yeah, blame it on the age. Blame it on the age. In fact, you should get it because of your age.
Oh, you cheeky!
Yes, when are you 50 days?
July, mate. July. Yeah.
I just turned 50 on Friday. So yeah. I don't look
my
at
Mrs. Sam just says. My Mrs. Sam says she doesn't know what all the fuss is about being 50.
It's just another number.
They say that. Tell Sam they say the men get more naughtier when they turn 50. Hello, Sam. You can.
It has to be another number because I'm 54.
Yeah, off you go, love. Off you go.
Sam, be careful, be careful. When he turns 50, you're gonna see a different face.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah.
That's a bit unfair,
Glenwyn.
I thought we were friends. Glenwyn.
Look, if I'm not a friend, then I'm not gonna be honest with you, O'Day. So I'm a friend because I'm honest with you.
Quentin, we'll be having words later. I will be sending you messages later on, my friend.
I think, guys, we came to that point where we are ending the show. I need to obviously get my supper before they close at 9:45. I'm at the hotel. What is it called? The desert. Why can't I remember this place's name?
Because you're getting old as well.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, definitely. 50s.
Yeah, the desert and the desert palace. The Desert Palace Casino Resort. Yeah.
Oh, aye.
So yeah, the kitchen is closing at 9:45. So I must go get my supper quickly.
Is this for your holiday that you came there for your 50th birthday?
No. I'm working this week here in Uppington. I'm doing stock take of another store here, but so I thought I'll make it quick a live show tonight. I mean, I still have to work when there's my work.
Okay.
Yeah, I still have to work after this. But first, let us play and let us eat. So we need to play and before you can work. So yeah, this is my playing time.
Yeah, excellent, man.
So any last words before we go? Before we go, any last words?
Thanks for 2 red cards, but you can only really give me 1, so that's fair enough. I've got a question for you actually, Glenwyn, and I meant to ask you earlier and I forgot. Would you take 50 million for Tierney? Because that's what's been offered.
For Tierney?
Yeah, we've been offered 50 million for Tierney, apparently. Would you take it?
Real Madrid?
I think so. Yeah.
We said to let him go, but he's very much an injured player, so I'd rather let him
Yeah.
go to be mostly. I mean, this whole season he's been injured basically.
I mean, I love
I'll
the
let
guy,
him go
but
and take that.
he's too
I'll take
injured.
that
I love the
50
guy, but he
million
gets
from
injured.
some young player. Yeah.
Right.
So-
Well, I would just like to say this. Arsenal will finish top 6 next season. Man United will finish lower than 10th. If they play like they played this season.
Thanks, Des. I love you too, man. Thank
I love you too,
Wow,
Quentin. I love you too, Quentin. And I
I-
hope you don't mind finishing lower than 10th, but it's the way it's going to be for a while.
Look, if you send the Dutch to come and coach the English, if you send the Dutch to come and coach the English, that cannot be normal, man. That's not a normal thing.
So
No,
you said
I
it is it's top 6. Yeah.
Well,
Okay, I can't say
to get top
I can't say
4,
anything yet.
to get top 4
I
next
can't
season,
say.
we need to buy Jesus. But then we have loads of players in the team, Gabriel, and it's going to get confusing. But we need to buy Jesus, Serge Gnabry. I can never say his name right.
Gnabry.
Gnabry, that's the one. And we need to buy 2 strikers, a left back, a right back. Yeah, I think that's it. So hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. At least 6 minimum players we need to be buying.
But listen, Des,
You're going-
if I'm not wrong, Des, do you want to make the same mistake that United made when Alex
that?
Ferguson told Pogba is not good enough to play at United? Eventually, years later, they went to go pay ridiculous amount of money. So Gnabry used to be at Arsenal, and now you want to go buy him back for a whole lot of money.
Yeah,
Am I right? He played for
Yeah.
Arsenal, and they
Yeah.
didn't see him good
Yeah, I
enough.
did.
yeah,
Exactly.
because
Quentin, did you Google that too?
No, I know. I remember him making a few starts, and they weren't happy about him.
but he's
He was
progressed.
still a young player.
Quentin.
Still a very young player.
He's progressed, Quentin. He's a better player all round now.
No, 100%. I agree. He's a
And I
top
would also
player.
like. Oh, I forgot a player. I would also like to see. Is it Gakpo come to Arsenal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
decent player.
Yeah.
Yeah, decent
But there
player.
you go. That's my transfer window Christmas list.
All right.
Glenwyn, thank you
Quentin,
very
any
much for
last
having
words
me
from
on.
you?
No, I just want to say
It's a
thank
pleasure,
you.
Des. Always a pleasure.
Thank you for a wonderful show, Glenn. Thank you for taking the time during your working schedule. Really appreciate it. It's always a privilege for me to be on your show. And
Yeah,
I just
and
trust
me.
and pray to God that your show will grow from strength to strength. I really admire your courage and you don't give up and you continue with doing the good work, and your show is always professional. And I want to encourage you never to give up. Continue. I have 3Ds that I work with with my boys at my work. It's discipline, dedication, and determination, and that's the 3Ds that you have. So thanks for a wonderful show, and if you are saying a little prayer, pray for United, please. I think they need all the prayer. They don't need a Dutch coach. They need prayer, man.
Can I just say it's always a pleasure to be on the show. I love being on with you guys. It's like being on with family. I appreciate it. But thanks for picking on me. But I will get my revenge. My revenge is coming, lads. Remember that. It may not happen today.
Yeah, don't
It
worry.
may not happen tomorrow.
If Lenny was here on the show, you'll probably take your part. He will back you.
Yeah, of course he would,
Yes.
because he knows because he knows, and he's my twin brother, so of course he would.
Yes, I can never pick on you, eh?
Oh no, bro, I'm only joking. Thank you very much for your company tonight. It's been great. I've enjoyed the conversation. Always enjoyed talking about Arsenal. Always enjoy talking to you guys and whoever else you have on this amazing platform, Glenwyn. And as Quentin said, I just want it to go from strength to strength and just get better and better. So thank you guys for having me on. It's been brilliant.
And nice having Sam also on the show.
You guys are
Right?
always available. And also, just once again, want to say thank you, Sam, for being my number 100 subscriber. Thank you, Sam. You're a star.
She's giving you a thumbs up,
Right,
mate.
guys,
She's giving you a-
that's it. Sorry,
Sam's giving you a thumbs up.
say again, Dave.
Sam's giving you a thumbs up.
Cool, man. Thank you. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. All right,
You're welcome.
that is it from me. Don't forget to be awesome. Subscribe to Good Matters. You can also get us on Facebook. Oh, Facebook not. Facebook is a bit of a buzz now, so I'm struggling to get them sorting my account out. But YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Anyway, guys, go well. All the best for you. Enjoy your week. I might go live again tomorrow. I'm not sure, but we'll see what's happening. I need to take the time while I am away from home to be able to do this. Otherwise, I won't be able to do this.
Enjoy, go get your supper, brother. Don't miss out on your supper. We don't want you to sleep on an empty stomach.
Hey?
Yeah,
I
go
said
and get your
supper.
Yeah, I must
Yeah,
go
go
get my
get your
supper.
food, man. Go get your
Okay,
food.
brother. Bye, guys.
Bye. Take
Thank
care,
you,
guys. See
guys.
you later.
Cheers, man. Enjoy.
Bye-bye, guys.